Hello and welcome back to TED Talks Truth and Reality about President Obama's devastation of the middle class. I know this may seem like a bold statement, and I should be sitting here with charts and surveys and statistics to support that claim, but I don't need anyone else to tell me that the economy sucks, because ever since he's become president, our business has gone straight downhill. 2007, 2008, I averaged over $900,000 a year, even being closed 4 months. However, the last 2 years, I've averaged well under $500,000, nearly a 50% decrease. And what's changed over those years? Well, the president has been in office for 6 years. The gas prices shot up, and AAA and AARP said when you go on vacation, the only place you can save is on your breakfast and your lunch and cutting back on your dinners. They actually had ads in newspapers and on TV. And I used to average 150, 160 people a day for lunch, and then gradually it went down and down half, and then 2 years ago it got down to 25 people a day, and I had to stop. I couldn't afford to lose any more money during lunch. I was in the same location, I had the same menu, I never skimp on the quality or the quantity of my food. I've been doing this 40 some years, so I know what I'm doing, and I know what I'm saying about the economy having a direct effect, because even if I went on vacation, I would cut back in the only place that I really could, and that is going out to eat. Well, Emeril Lagasse this past Sunday said that the middle class restaurants are going to become extinct like the dinosaurs very soon because of Obamacare, and all the regulations and taxes and fees that are just thrown upon you. 45 years ago, when I started in the restaurant business, you had a small sales tax and you had Social Security. Now we are feed and taxed again from every imaginable place you could. We pay for recycling, we pay for our inspections, we pay for whatever they call it, the environmental charges that the city and the counties and the states can throw on you. We even pay an extra fee for the delivery trucks that come over the bridge and come to see us. And I began to feel the effects, right after Irene. Well, we said we're going to go ahead, Hurricane Irene that is. We'll go ahead, and now we're new. We've got a whole new front. We have a whole new place. We're going to get better. Things are going to get better. They just got worse. They didn't get better. And this is the life experience, and I'm telling you, I know the economy sucks because I'm living a nightmare right now, because my customers tell me. I walk the crowd. I know most of my old timers, and I even had one lady crying saying, I'm sorry we don't come as much as we used to, but the economy is just killing us. And a lot of these people are small business people that have businesses all over the eastern part of the United States, and they say, well, we're feeling the crunch, so we have to cut back wherever we can, and the restaurant is the place, and the cost of eating out is the place that we can save. Now, does this directly implicate the president in crushing the hopes and dreams of the middle class? And I definitively say yes, it does. He is not a very good businessman. He's not a very good organizer like he is supposed to be, or he would have organized a staff of experts around him instead of cronies and yes men and yes women who happen to be millionaires. Why doesn't he fill his inner circle with some homeless and some poor people who can tell them how hard it is to struggle from one paycheck to the next and worry about their electricity being turned off and their telephones being turned off. The world is upside down. That's the best way I can explain it. Not in my fondest imagination could I have ever have thought that America would collapse during my lifetime, and in such a short time. But it is. I'm sorry that it is. I don't want it to, because it's going to affect my grandchildren and yours eventually, and it's going to affect you right now. And you say to you, well, how can you blame the president on this? He is the leader of America. He is supposed to be able to foresee problems like this. He's not supposed to be such an ideologue that he can't think outside of his boxed-in, closed-in viewpoints. We out here in America, and like I said, we here on this island are a microscopic snapshot of the economy. And I'm sure elsewhere you're suffering the same pain and the same fears that we are. I told you in earlier conversations that I only had the one resource left in my life, and that was the book that I've been working on, because we had used, my wife and I have used every available nickel, dime, and penny that we could save and put it back into the business. And now we're facing sort of a desperate situation. Matter of fact, last month the IRS was the first one to come after me with a lien on the business and the property. And the IRS, the government, they're the worst. They charge the highest penalties, 25%. They charge the highest interest rates, 15 to 18%. And they can come after you and take everything, just like the Gestapo did for Hitler. And I hate to make that comparison, but for those of you who haven't suffered the ire of the IRS, are lucky, because you can't win. There's no way to even get around them when they come after you. And then last night I get a call from my bank. They have merged for the third time in 3 years, and my mortgage was supposed to be renewed today, and they called me and said because of the merger last week they reviewed questionable loans, and naturally I am, because of the 3 or 4 bad years we've had because of the storms, but mostly because of President Obama. And my wife and I said last night, we don't have anywhere to turn. What are we going to do? I said, we can put the place up for sale, but there's 4 other restaurants up for sale, and 2 others have gone out of business due to the tax people years back. No one wants to buy a restaurant now, so what are we going to do? Well, I went out on the porch, you see, and spent a couple hours staring at the clouds. So, well, the only thing I know I can do, sweetheart, is go back and make another TED Talk, Truth and Reality. And she said, well, what's that going to do? I said, I've had this plan for years, and I've had the hope and the faith that eventually I'm going to create enough of a following that I can inspire or motivate you to go to my website and purchase one of the volumes of Slow Down and Love. And I still do, and I'll get into that a little bit down the road, but I just had to come in today after sitting outside in the sun, staring, pondering the IRS and the fact that the bank isn't going to renew my mortgage, and they said that they give me 90 days to make arrangements, or they're going to foreclose. I thought, man, we really got some good news this past month. But I, again, refuse to fold and give up and think the worst is going to happen, because I have learned through my search for self-truth, self-awareness, and self-enlightenment, that the evil that causes you the pain and the suffering, you have to let it into your heart, and you have to let it into your mind for it to begin to destroy and devastate and annihilate all the love and truth that I talk about throughout this series. And I'm not going to ever let that. I am going to fight this thing as tooth and nail as best I can. And maybe I'm off base in this discussion, but I felt that I had to come in here and say something, because this economy affects everyone out there, and I just want you to be aware of it a little bit more. And that is the reason why I decided to come in here and make today's talk. So if it makes any sense, I hope it does. Please keep the faith in yourself and don't ever give up. Fight to the very end. Elect people that are going to do the right thing. Elect people that are going to be honest and true. If we've learned anything from these past few months about President Obama's deceptions, that old statement, "Oh, what a tangled web we weave when we practice to deceive." It means you get caught up in the karma of your own creation. And as they say, the roosters or chickens or whatever Reverend Wright said are coming home to roost, and they are. And sadly enough, it's going to affect each and every one of you from now till whenever it's corrected, and it's up to you to correct it. So thank you again, and hope to see you on our next Truth Talk. And until then, Godspeed.